Hello everybody in Countdown Land. How are you doing? It's Paul McCartney in London Land here, trying to do an Australian accent and quickly switch into a British one. How you doing? All right? Keep rocking, okay? See you next time.
Could I just have one more, a quick one, once again, please?
Another one?
Yes, please.
He'd like another one. Hello everybody in Countdown Land, Australia, and places like that, and Perth and Melbourne and Brisbane and all those kind of places, and not to forget Sid. How are you? And it's good to see you. We're here in London having a little quick chat for Countdown, so keep rocking everybody.
Hi Paul, welcome to Countdown right across Australia, and Molly asked me especially to send his regards to you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks, Moll.
He's hoping to catch up with you soon. You've just put out a new album. It's a solo album, only your second ever solo album. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, I started recording it after we'd done Back to the Egg, and I was a little bit fed up of doing a studio album and going in and working very correctly and properly, and I fancied just kind of looning around. So I started off by hiring a machine off one of the lads here, which is a very simple thing where I just plugged directly into the back and could just record myself without being too technical. And I just started making up bits and pieces just for my own amusement. And what happened was I was going to keep it 2 weeks, but it ended up being 6 weeks. And I was going to just do a couple of tracks, but it ended up being about 18. So in the end, I played it to a couple of people, and they said, "That's your next album, isn't it?" I said, "No, not really. It's just for my own amusement." They said, "No, that's your next album." So I said, "All right."
You played every single instrument on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Bass, drums, or bass of course.
Yeah, that's
keyboards?
one of the, yeah, keyboards, yeah.
And a gizmo even.
Well, like anything I could get my hands on, really, because as I say, it was just for my own pleasure. So I was really just enjoying getting on this instrument, just playing around till I found a sound on it that I liked. And I just say, okay, now we'll put a bit of this down and try and make something up. So it was done the backwards way from how I normally do it. But I do love playing like all different instruments. I just like that, you know, it's like a hobby for me.
What's happened to Wings?
When I recorded this, that was last summer, summer of '79. Since then, we played a British tour with Wings, and then we were scheduled to go to Japan, but I had a spot of bother there, and that didn't come off. So since then, actually, I've just been getting this album finished and releasing that, and I think Denny's doing his own solo stuff. So we're taking a bit of breather with Wings and deciding what we want to do next, rather than kind of just rush into anything for the sake of it. You know.
Will you be getting back together with them?
I should think so, yeah. We're kind of talking about it and thinking about it. But everyone's onto their solo things just at the moment.
Here we are today at Abbey Road Studios, where you used to record with the Beatles.
Yeah.
Does that bring back fond memories for you?
Yeah, well, I've recorded here quite a lot anyway, even without the Beatles. So, but it's like one of the favourite studios. This is where I made my first record with the Beatles. Terrified out my mind down there.
One Countdown viewer, a young viewer, wanted to know if the other Beatles were still alive.
Well, your guess is as good as mine, actually.
Do you ever see any of the other three guys?
No, they are actually alive and kicking and all very well and doing their own thing, enjoying themselves.
Does the media campaign to get the Beatles to reunite annoy you?
Yeah, a bit, you know, but there's nothing you can do about it, so I don't get really annoyed. It's just one of those things, you know, when you reach a certain level of fame. Like with the Beatles, you know, once we split up, there were just a lot of people offering a lot of money and saying, we'll get back together for me then. But the trouble is that if you were even going to consider doing something like that, you'd have to have a really great enthusiasm within the group, because, you know, you can't just start things just for some money and go and do it. Not a thing like that, anyway. So the missing factor is the enthusiasm at the moment, which is fair enough, you know. I mean, we did our bit. I think the four of us would probably just prefer to like leave it as it was, and leave the whole story intact, rather than sort of coming back and doing some disastrous reunion show, you know, like Sinatra's 50th farewell concert, something like that, you know.
Of all the things
Nothing against Frank Mind.
Of all the things you've ever done, is there anything in particular that you consider your best work?
I don't know. I don't kind of think in those terms. I think it's people like who analyse the music scene, think in terms of that, what was his best one. But I don't know, if I just had to answer it for some quiz or something, I might say Sergeant Pepper, or I might say Yesterday, or I might just as easily say something daft, like She Said, which is like just a track I like, you know. Hard question.
Have you listened to any Australian bands recently?
Yeah, I've heard quite a bit of music coming out of there.
Anything
We can hear it up here, you know, through the floor. But no.
Has anything taken your fancy?
I'm not very good on names and stuff, you know, it's like new wave groups and so I've heard a lot of good stuff. I saw a great girl singer, but I just didn't catch her name when we were down there last time. I saw a great girl singer wailing away on telly. And the scene looked very healthy, you know, it looked like a lot of really good players about. But I'm just not very good, I don't remember all the names of the groups, so I'd mess it up if I tried to remember all the names.